But here we ran into our moonshine here is actually cut down to 100 proof, which is 50% alcohol. Now, the reason why we had to cut it down to that is the state of Virginia recommended that we do that to get on the shelf.
Okay.
People don't realize, but even 100 proof is very strong.
Oh, wow. And now, when you have something like that of 100 proof, one of the things that's oftentimes mentioned in Mount Vernon is that Washington's whiskey could be upwards to 120 proof. But when you get any further than that, it's getting very dangerous to drink. Now, if you drink something that's 150 proof, what kind of danger is involved in that?
The danger of drinking high proof whiskey is the reason why they won't let us sell it at 150. Now, other states you can. Some states allow it. But the danger is college kids or young adults who think they're macho. Anyway, what happens is you know, when you drink a lot of alcohol, it replaces the oxygen in your blood cells. And if you drink quite a big volume of high proof whiskey, all the alcohol will attach to your blood. And then when it goes to your brain, there's no oxygen going to your brain. It's only alcohol. It's the same as it's suffocating. You will pass out and die. And that's the reason you don't drink high proof alcohol.
No,
you can take a little sips of it, but you don't drink any more than that.
Now, what's the average proof or percentage of alcohol that most distilleries then would have to produce? Since you're producing 100 proof, that's clearly higher end. But what would be then the average that distilleries would produce for shelf to be sold on shelves in stores?
It's probably 80 proof.
Well, you'll see more 80 proof today.
Yes.
Typically, of course, most all of our whiskey in the United States is made in Kentucky, a little bit in Tennessee. But what they do is they'll run it out of there. They use column stills today. We're using antique, old-time pot stills. Most of the industry today is into column stills. You know, they're great, big, tall columns. But anyway, they'll run it out at 125 proof, and then they'll barrel it, and then they'll cut it to sell, usually 80, but there's some higher proofs of that.
Now, where is the Belmont Distillery? Since probably some people are like, okay, whiskey, we'd love to see this in action. Like, where are you located exactly in regards to Virginia, if somebody wanted to take a drive out?
We're located 6.2 miles southwest of Culpeper, Virginia.
Okay, and do you offer tours, or is this hands-off? Nobody can necessarily come too close, otherwise you might find out our recipes.
Well, actually, 4 years ago, we decided to open up for tours. And I'll just tell you a little bit about that. We opened up in October, and at that time, we could not sell our product in the distillery. And so many of our tourists said, well, we would like to buy a bottle, but we weren't legal to sell. So I called Virginia ABC in Richmond, and I told them we'd like to sell on premises. We told them we're just like a winery. Wineries raise grapes, we raise corn, they make wine, and we make whiskey. So what's the difference? So Virginia ABC said, well, we still can't grant you permission to sell here. So you'll have to go to the General Assembly to get a law passed so you could sell on premises. So we went back to Culpeper, made an appointment with our delegate, Ed Scott. He got together with the General Assembly secretary. They wrote a bill, and then it was presented. And Chuck had to give a speech in front of the delegates. We went to Richmond, and we presented our product and explained to them it's like a winery. And, you know, it's whiskey. Both of them are alcohol, you know. So they had to go through the same process as the bill. The delegates had to approve it, then the senators had to approve it, then the Governor Kane had to sign it into law. So we finally got it done.
Let me just mention one thing while we're down in Richmond at one of the committee meetings. It's very formal. All these people are sitting, all the congressmen or representatives are sitting at a big table, and they bring their bill up and they read it, you know. And then the guy asks, does anyone have any questions for the Millers while they're here? And only one of the Congress or one of the representatives raised his hand, you know. He said, yes. Did he bring samples? Then it passed unanimously. Yeah.
It's like, here you go.
Yeah.
And there you go. And that's it. Now, if anyone wanted to go ahead and check out the farm, do you have a website that people can go visit, or any information that can be found, like say through visitors bureaus?
Oh, yes. We have a website. It's www.virginiamoonshine.com. And it is in all the tourism departments, you know, it's locally in our area. So you can just contact us there. But we are open for tours Tuesday through Saturday from 10 till 5. But we are closing. We close every year during the winter months for tours, and we'll reopen again April 1st of each year.
Okay. And because I was about, you just went ahead and answered my own question for us. I was going to say, is it year round, or? And then there we go.
Okay.
It comes as that. Well, I have to admit, it's a lot of fun getting to talk shop about whiskey like this, especially in distilling. And I know we could probably come up with a whole slew of more questions just being able to talk shop and compare and contrast different things. But unfortunately, we're coming close to the end of our time. But as a token of our gratitude for coming here and showing us and teaching us more about the distilling trade, I want to present you with a small token of our affection, book Alexandria 1861 to 1865. Nice little pictorial history of up here back when drinking clear whiskey and moonshine was just a common part of life and only the way to live, since water wouldn't be good for you whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so thank you once again for coming out and showing us so much about whiskey.
Well, it's certainly been a pleasure, Andrew. Thanks for inviting us.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in to Virginia Time Travel, your portal to the Commonwealth's past, present, and future. When it comes to distilling, there is quite a bit to it. And, you know, one would argue, not necessarily illegal to own copper, not necessarily illegal to have bricks. But when you put it all together, then we start coming into a bit of a problem. To learn more about Belmont Farm Distillery, please visit us at our website at www.timetravel21.com or email us at timetravel21@yahoo.com. Thank you again for tuning in, and we hope you come back so we can all go back in time once again.